Good morning and welcome. My name's Jenny McCormack and I'm an independent Stampin' Up demonstrator based in the market town of Brackley, which is in Northamptonshire in the UK. Thank you for joining me this morning. If you are joining me live, do say hi and let me know that you're watching. I'm not normally here at this time on a Thursday morning, but I didn't have a live yesterday morning or Tuesday evening, because as you can probably hear, I've got a stinking cold. But I didn't want to get too far behind with my videos, so this is going to be a short and sweet video, and I will do another one this evening so that I've caught up, and then I'll try and do another one tomorrow. Otherwise, it puts our stamp set of the week completely out. So, our stamp set of the week this week is one that you would easily miss in the annual catalogue. As you can see, it's called Watercolor Shapes, and I do apologise that it's the American spelling of watercolour. So, if you're searching for it, you will want to type in watercolour without the U, or use the word shapes. The item number is 156968. So a really useful stamp set, especially for creating all sorts of different backgrounds. And the pictures that you see here are smaller than the actual image. If I grab one of the blocks here, so they're quite a bit bigger. I think it's so 90%, so 10% bigger, a little bit more, 10% bigger than the pictures you see on the front. Morning, Jeanette. But we've got a rectangle, we've got a square, we've got a circle, we've got a small rectangle, we've got two ovals, two smaller, a square and a circle, and a thin rectangle. Thank you, Jeanette. And so many different things you can do with these. I have featured this before, but I thought it's been a while since I've used it, and one of my coffee and card ladies had purchased this and she was looking for some more ideas, so I thought that's perfect. I was going to feature this anyway. So what I've done for today is I have teamed it with a new stamp set from the January to April catalogue called Decorative Borders. There's no words in this, it is literally borders, but they can make a really elegant card. You can either just stamp them, you can stamp and colour them in, or you can stamp and heat emboss. And there's lots of nice little images as well, and you can use this to create a long border if you want to. And this little one here with the diamonds is also really useful. So the two cards I've created to show you, there's this one here that uses the circle, and then this slightly curved element, and then the sentiment I've got there with comfort and love comes from very best occasions. So this has got a complete mix of sentiments, and I appreciate you can't necessarily see all those. But we've got with comfort and love and thinking of you. And then on this one here, and I stamped this in Blushing Bride, and I used a little bit of Flirty Flamingo pen to colour in the flowers, and then I stamped the outline here in Basic Grey, and I used a Smoky Slate Blends pen to colour that in. But I think that would have worked even if it wasn't coloured in. And then I used the Blushing Bride layer behind, and then this one uses So Saffron. So I've gone for the subtle colours for the shape itself, which I've matched with the card, and in this case I've used Soft Suede as the outline, and I've just coloured the flowers in, but I've left the leaves as is. So I'm going to do another one of these for you. So I'm going to keep it short and sweet. So I've got a basic white card. I've got soft sea foam for my layer. and I'm going to use soft sea foam for my shape, and then a standard layer of basic white. So let me grab a shape. Which one shall I have? I think I'm going to do that circle one again. So these are designed to look as if you've created a watercolour. So they're not an exact circle. There's little elements here that are slightly uneven, and the design is supposed to look uneven as if you've done some watercolouring. However, if you wanted a solid image, what you can do is turn the stamp over. Because it is a photopolymer stamp, the reverse side of this is solid. So if you wanted a completely solid shape, you could easily just turn that over and use the other side. Okay, so I'm just going to grab my mat and pop these to the side. Create a little bit of space. When I'm looking for my card, it's over on the right hand side. Let's just grab a block. So I'm going to use soft sea foam, and I've just picked out Old Olive because that happened to be the first green I came to, which I'm hoping will work. Let's give it a go. So you do want to make sure with these that your stamp is nice and clean to start with and hasn't got any little bits on, because they do tend to show up. So I'm just going to pop that in my chamois to make sure it's nice and clean. Looks okay. And I'm going to ink this up. I'm going to do this one, probably portrait, we'll see. So I'm just going to press this down, and this is going to be the design for our coffee card. So we've gone elegant. Last week we did cute little cats, and this week we're going very elegant. But there's lots of different things you can do with these watercolour shapes, so I look forward to seeing what people, attendees, do with them. So there's our circle there, and then I'm going to use, as I said, Old Olive. But you could really use any colour for this. You could use any of the blacks, greys, browns, to be honest, but I just thought it might look quite nice with a olive green on it. Let's grab the block, and I think I'm going to use that nice curved one again. As I do, excuse my croaky voice. Although I could use this corner one. Let's have a look. Oh, perhaps I will do that. Might just fit on there. That. So what I'm going to do is put this on the left hand side and the sentiment up, or I could do it maybe that way with the sentiment down here, otherwise it's all up at the top, isn't it? So let's take the ink pad to the stamp, because it's quite a big stamp. A little bit off the end of the block. Let's see how we get on. So let's stamp that like that. There we go. that's got this floral image in here. And then I'm going to put my little sentiment down in here. Let's see what I've got to hand. It's a little happy birthday. Probably a little bit too small, really. Yeah, let me grab a larger sentiment. Let's see. I've got my go-to greetings. I really want something sort of square rather than long and thin. Let me just have a quick look. Okay. So I've got a with deepest sympathy. I know we don't like having to do those cards, and it's a good reason to have a few of those in stock so you don't have to make them when they're needed, if you know what I mean. They're ready to go. So I'm going to stamp this in the old olive again. Hopefully got that fairly straight, and I want it sort of part on, part off. Like so. Like that. Go. And I'm just going to add a little bit of colour in here. I think what I'm going to do is use, I've got soft sea foam pen, so this is where obviously with Stampin' Up and our coordination you've got the papers, the card, the ink, the pens to match. Let's just see. I just add a little bit of depth to this. I don't really want to introduce another colour, so this is dark soft sea foam. Just add that in. Right. I think those are flower petals as opposed to leaves. I could take this a stage darker with a bit of old olive. Just do that like so. Colour in these little diamonds if you wish, like that. Now I am just going to try a slightly darker pen. Just to make this corner stand out a little bit more. So this is old olive. Like so. So I hope everybody is keeping well, staying away from this cold that's around. And if you're watching on catch up or replay, then I appreciate that. Do add any comments or questions you may have in the comment section. I do read through all of them, and I do try and respond occasionally. If I get a comment on an older video, I might not spot it, so if that is the case, feel free to just message me. Okay. So that's just adding a little bit of depth to that. I don't want to overdo it, I want to keep it really simple like that. There we go. So all I'm going to do is just layer this up like so. Oops, I've got my sealed hand. Just going to use that quickly. And if you're able to join me this evening at 7 p.m. UK time, this is on Thursday the 23rd of February, then you'll see something completely different. This design that I'm using here came from a lovely demonstrator called Ellen Woodbridge, and she is in Australia. And occasionally, if I'm up in the night letting the dog out into the garden, Ellen will be live and I catch her then. And she created a couple of cards using this combination, which I think is really pretty. And there it is. There's our finished card. You could add, I might just add a few little gems to that, which I'll do off camera because my gems aren't just hand, but I think that would just be a nice little touch. 3 little gems on there. So there we go. We've got Watercolor Shapes together with Decorative borders. This would make great set of thank you cards. To make a nice wedding invitation or a wedding card as well. Pick out the wedding colours. So I hope you like what I've shown you today, and do give me a shout if I can help you with anything, and if not, I will see you again this evening at 7 p.m. UK time to do something completely different with our watercolour shapes. Thank you so much. Do take care. Enjoy the rest of your morning, afternoon or evening, depending on where you're watching. The sun has just come out here, and that's a good sign. So I look forward to catching up with you soon and crafting with you soon. Thank you so much. Take care. Thanks, Ali and Scylla.